Everybody, good to see you. We're going to give it a little bit longer. Got some interested folks who want to hop in, so we'll give them a minute. Can you guys hear me now? It wouldn't be a live event without my mic problems. Excellent. Okay, we're going to give some folks a minute to hop in. So to those of you who haven't responded, we have 10 more spots in the beta testing program. And while I haven't formally announced it, we will provide 3 or 4 free accounts for you once we go live for your services. And the free payouts are up to you. Hey, Shrills, do me a favor. Can you email me or just Slack me a username and password and a login for the dashboard? I want to get that shown tonight as well. Excellent. All right. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for hopping on. We are creating lightning fast feature sets and progress on our platform, and I wanted to take a minute and show you guys what how far we got and some of the new features we're adding and so on and so forth. So unfortunately, or actually not unfortunately, it's by design. I'm not prepared to show the equity side of this yet because there are a fair amount of data warehousing features that I need before I can pull equity data on that into that. But I know everybody's dying to see stocks up on this platform. It's coming. Don't worry. So to give you an example of the kind of performance you can expect from this, from our platform, this morning during what is it, CPI this morning, Motive Wave and Quant Tower locked for me twice. Motive Wave on my mobile app and Quant Tower on the same computer you're looking at. And this computer has 2 NVIDIA GPUs, 128 gig of RAM, and overall is pretty powerful. So it's not a graphics issue. I've got a gig FiOS to the internet. So I'm playing with fire in terms of my my hardware. And this our pitch radar app here runs essentially in each one of your browsers in a Java virtual machine like they all do. And I didn't skip one bar. I didn't have one pip or blip of slippage. And I traded I traded that move up on ES and NQ over 10 or 20 simulated sessions. And like I said, I didn't drop one bip, and the entire time I maintained 8 seconds latency to the CME. As an example, I think Rhythmic runs at 110 or 80 milliseconds on a good day. So we are, by linear math, 8 times faster than Rhythmic already. Now, a lot of it is because I'm only running, like I said, up at any given time up to 50 virtual users. So there is a capacity thing going on, but I don't expect latency to scale too much even as we add 200,000 users. Knock on wood, we get there. So anyway, enough of my soapboxing about how fast our platform is. Want to take you through this. Just like all your favorite tools, we have auto scrolling. You can turn auto scroll on or off. We go back on, depending upon time frame, I think 2 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, go back a year, 1 hour, 1 hour, 4 hour, and that always happens. This, it's not perfect. Not sure why that's there. I'll get that fixed. But the longer charts, you can go back basically until February. Auto scroll, just like your favorite tools. Last night I got depth of book working, so we have full MVP 10 quotes from the CME, which eventually we'll be able to map to our volume profile and give you things like delta, full VWAP. I will have a few bubble block features like Bookmap does, so you can get a good visual sampling of buyers and sellers. That'll be in version 1. And I had some questions the other day when I showed the platform. Are we going to have full layer 2 market depth? As you can see, I have 25 price levels here. I can bump that up to 40 or 50, free of charge in the standard tooling, which I might do as I start adding in volume profile and more buy sell order data. This feature we didn't have, the last time I demoed, and this is just no different than every market analyzer you see on every tool. You want to trade, you just search the name you want. So let's pop in ES and MES. All right, click on it. My windows are linked here. So as soon as I click on something, the chart changes, as does the DOM or any other window you want. I linked time and sales too. So say you wanted to look at, for instance, just time and sales data, you link this as well, and then boom, you're only seeing the data you want on the windows you want. So also have now a live account P&L, up and running. So basically, open a position on chart trading works. So now we put auto scroll on. Let's go to our 2-minute chart. Open a market order. 1, 2, 3. We're on, and we have live P&L on our screen, and it all works. It works great. It's really fast. Close the trade. 1, 2, 3. No lag. Yeah, silver really did print. I don't know. Did I add silver? Let's add that in. Oh, I did. All right. Let's pop on silver. So I had some fun with it this morning. I'm building a. Let me give you guys nerd out for you a little bit. So I'm building this this constant perpetual trade state machine. So basically what that means, it's basically going to be a cluster of servers sitting between the front end application that you're seeing and the back end market data delivery system. So I'm actually what I'm building in terms of market data delivery, I'm actually going to try to patent, because it's pretty sophisticated and pretty advanced. And being a former hedge fund guy, I can tell you that there's definitely it's definitely applicable in the hedgy and in the institutional world, but what we have on our back end doesn't exist anywhere in the prop space. And given how it's modified, I'm going to try to patent it. We'll see how that works. The point being is, as props scale, where the latency comes in, to give you guys some, like I said, to nerd out a bit, the latency doesn't necessarily come from the lack of bandwidth, or even to some degree the lack of compute power they have. The latency comes from oversight and constant trade monitoring. For instance, like if your trade has to travel through, a market data source, through a server to parse it and normalize it, then through another server to map your trade to a database so it can track your P&L, through another server to match against rules, through another server to get normalized again, to get put into a packet, to get put into the application, to get beamed across internet to you. There's a lot of overhead there. So what I have done is I have found a way to virtualize and essentially run in parallel every operation with the exception of the market data piece, in a way that is zero latency tolerance. And part of that is basically oversight of an entire trade portfolio. And I'm not when I say trade portfolio, I'm referring to every trader's portfolio that we have in the prop pit estate. So at all times we're watching every single trade, every single tick for every single trader across every single trader's accounts, right? So you're going to be able to trade a max 5 accounts. Let's hope we scale to tens of thousands of traders. That's hundreds of thousands of positions across accounts. It's a lot of work to do. So like I said, what I've found the way to do is to kind of overlay and virtualize that. So at all times, all trades are watched at the same point, and it's not necessarily a hop or an in path thing. So your trade doesn't have to cross this system to create latency to it. It's kind of like an out of body experience watching from above. And what that'll do in real time is track your contracts and track your P&L against your portfolio, against your account, against our rules, all in real time. So like I said, what that does is that is just another testament to how I mean what I say when my mission here is to build the fastest and most advanced system we can with zero slippage whatsoever. And my point about where I was coming with this is this morning I had some fun. I was opening trades, and I I I opened like I said, look, I just opened 450 contracts of silver because the match against the a match against the account size does not work yet. And this test account has $2 million in it. I just opened 450 contracts of silver. So it was pretty fun to watch the NQ move up. 200 points with like 500 contracts. I think the account made $1 million, across the hundred move or something like that. It was fun. I wish it was real money, but it wasn't. Okay, so as you can see, we have a giant position. Kill it 1, 2, 3. No latency, no slippage, no nothing, and it all works. And my favorite feature of this is any one of these are searchable. So if say you didn't want a link and you wanted to pop in, a new symbol in a window, it's all right there for you. You just search for it and bang. It's analogous to Quant Tower, everything else. Point being is this platform will be as feature rich as everything else you have in the market itself, including it as top of book, it as level 2 Nasdaq data, but in my world it's called MBP10 CME data, and like I said, it's infinite almost price levels to give you the market depth you need, and you're gonna get that without we might not. I've not made a decision yet as to how we're going to handle the advanced data analytics. There will be a small fee, whether it's what's standard in the marketplace these days, $39. Maybe it'll be 19.99 for the full top of book. We'll cross that road when we get there. Hey Renee, I just saw you joined. I remember you from the refund campaign. Welcome. What else can I show you? Executions. Oh, okay. This is obviously what you think it is. A full breakdown of all your trades. In the day. None of it is exportable yet, so there's no way to dump this like to a CSV file. But we'll bake it in. That's all part of the show. And one other option, and this is going to be a value add to you. It doesn't make any sense right now. One of the gaps I've noticed and as I've been debugging and trying to disassemble all of the tools in the marketplace, there is no or limited the prop and the software firm very limited analytics to what they can do for you in terms of help you fix problems. We've all faced the hey Windy at Top Step, hey Mister support agent elsewhere. My platform bid it. I had this, I had that, I had ghost trades. Can you help me? And what do they usually tell you? Sorry, you're shit out of luck. And that's namely because they have no visibility, almost no visibility into your platform. So what I am building in on the back end is I am building in a real-time log engine. So basically what happens is we're going to have from our end in terms of our management dashboard, we're going to be able to see and keep an eye on the performance of your client and and trading client as well as all of them at all times. So if there is an issue, if there is a something that is prohibiting you from trading in the way that you need to, or there's something buggy with your app, we're gonna be able to see that, like I said, in real time, in mass, and in a relational and correlated way. So that, like I said, at all times we've got our eyes on the things you need to be an effective trader. That's just, like I said, a value add that will come with every single platform downloaded and to every single one of our traders, just as a way to make sure that your system and your trade station is running as optimally as it can, so you guys can put as much money in your pocket as you possibly can. So we're on version 1.01 now. So we've got to go to 1.10. I have a little bit of a roadmap as to the features and the maturity that I want to get this to. Once it's at 1.10, those of you who responded to our beta, you'll be onboarded. We'll do a call, and we'll get the beta program running. Like I said, we've got 10 more spots. If anybody's interested, please email me. It's scott@theprophet.com. And once in a day or two, we'll get some NDAs out and schedule the kickoff call. And like I said, as a way to say thank you for the program, we'll give you, maybe up to 5, free accounts to trade with at our launch. That's all I got, guys. I also committed to, a little bit of a Q&A regarding clawbacks and that matter. So I'll keep the call open for as long as needed to answer any questions you have. Thank you, Kilton. Nick, no worries. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. I want to show you guys one more thing. I want to take you through a dashboard. This you're really gonna love. So hold on one second. There's a little hint at our new website. I'm gonna use Jeremy's account. Remember what I promised everybody. I committed to you a fully built plane. No more build the plane while we fly it. So out of the gate, you're gonna have a dashboard that looks just like this, with all of the analytics you need, and a couple of little surprises, which I will give you a little. Oh, you can't see it? I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh yeah, I see that. Sorry about that. All right, so this is a little sneak peek at our new website. I'm logged in as Jeremy, and this is a look at the dashboard that each one of you will have at your disposal at launch. No BS. The full analytics of your P&L for whatever time frame you're looking at. A little bit of a deep dive into your trades, completely exportable. A centralized way to change your password. A look at your account performance, and obviously right now we only have the ability to populate one account in here, but my next revision change will be the copy trading module, and obviously all of those accounts will be visible here for you. A trade calendar, which has become sort of the market standard for props. May or may not add a feature for you to click on a day and journal. I haven't decided on that yet. Billing, same kind of thing you see that we never really had at Fast Track. And I hate comparing to Fast Track, but many of you are FTT traders and experienced firsthand the troubles created by not having tools like this, for you. And obviously being customers of other props, you see how mature and the types of things that they offer to you. We cannot come to market without those same tools. A way to create your own request a payout directly from the site. No more emails, no more spreadsheets, just completely automated. And there'll be logic here that that essentially you choose your payout type, and based on remember I was talking about that constant state machine. Essentially, what we're going to do is we're going to track your adherence to rules on a daily basis. So no big surprises come your request for payout, wondering if you made all the met all the rules. We're going to tell you on every single day. So when it comes time to payout day, you should have your. My goal is to have a payout either into your crypto account or your Rise account. Oh, I just told you we're using Rise. Crypto or Rise within a few hours. Obviously, if you want a wire transfer or a Swift, that takes a little longer, but there should be no reason why from the time you click um, request approval to the time you get approved, approval should be in seconds, if not minutes, and funds in your account in hours. Hold on one second. I'm just getting an email. Okay, that was my former father-in-law telling me that I thought it happens. All right, so the pièce de résistance is this. This is a tool exclusive to the prop pit that I will not dive too deep into yet, but essentially it is internally developed AI language that will give you a chance to speak English to your trade engine to get feedback on your trades. Where maybe you took maybe where in a specific trade maybe your Sharpe ratio wasn't where it should be. Maybe the risk to reward ratio did not make sense. Whatever the case may be, maybe you want to understand which of your trades was the best. So you click it, and this is the only one I'll show you, and it'll spit out in real time. It'll analyze all of your trades and tell you what time of day you trade best, or what um, take you into your total trades, your total P&L, average P&L per trade, win rate. It'll give you the best time of day of your performance, and it's only going to grow from right here. You're going to have tools like this at your disposal across the prop pit portfolio. So, like I said, a little bit more in-depth sneak peek. I wanted to give you guys a sense of what we're building here, and and basically show you how we're here to help make you better traders and make more money. That's all I got. Um, Feel free to ask questions about anything infrastructure, tech related, or if you'd like, feel free to ask questions about clawbacks, Chapter 7, open forum. Drawdown. Let me just read White Oak's question. Hey, Scott, have you ever challenged some trustee's claim of money owed? For example, one person claimed 170 owed. How is that possible? He must have included the trading profit as claim against FTT. How can the court allow this nonsense? There are 3 categories of money owed: 1, money paid for account; 2, pending payouts; 3, trading profit. I don't think 2 and 3 is allowed in the trustee's claim. So I'm gonna share with you information that my attorney gave me just today. Actually, let me give you some background. Let me give you some examples of my own dealings with the with the with the trustee. So, as of this very minute, the trustee has and his counsel has given me personally approximately 800,000, between 4 and 800,000 in money that will ultimately be clawed back from me personally, and it goes up from there. Of that, let's call it 800,000. 400,000 has been confirmed, or 500,000 has been absolutely confirmed that I took that as income. So, for those of you who have not joined these calls and heard this spiel before, let me just give you a little bit more, a 20, 30-second history. So, I took essentially no salary as a CEO of the prop firm. At my highest, I made 180K as CEO of Fast Track. When we started, I think I paid myself 12K. Then it went to 20, then 20, then 40, then maybe 75, then 100, and it on month four, when we were making 800,000, $600,000 a day, I bumped my salary up. And then as things got really fun, I kind of took a minute to say, well, do I want to take $1 million or $1.5 million salary like most prop CEOs do, or I kind of want to leave it reasonable, and then as the company scales, I'll scale. So I took the pragmatic approach and said, let's leave my salary the way it is, and as the company really started to make money, I will take something called owner's draw. So owner's draw is essentially what it sounds like. The owner of the company, which was me, takes a disbursement of some kind in addition to a salary. So whether I wired myself some money as a ancillary addition to my salary, or I swiped something on my company credit card, it all ends up on the same as a line item on my personal tax return. And in my case, it's called a Schedule C. So at tax time, my thinking is I'd have my 180, 200 W-2, and whatever ancillary income I'd have, it would land on my Schedule C. So by my math, at the end of the year, I was probably thinking I'd have as a CEO a $1 million salary, big to all in. So now you see now now told you the goals, the goal of where I was going, how I was getting there. And now here's the grunt of it, or the brunt of it. I Let's take about 400,000 in charges on my company credit card. That ends up as owner's draw, which I take taxes on at the end of the year. So in my accounting system, and Kilted Scotsman is an accountant, so he's probably rolling his eyes at this. So on every line item in my balance, in my general ledger, which is QuickBooks, if I was going to take it as income, I marked it as owner's draw. So at the end of the year, I run my reports. Anything owner's draw, I attach to my Schedule C, give to my accountant, and it's an easy transaction and easy bookkeeping. So what the trustee and his team have done, they have completely ignored the delegation of my owner's draw. So every dollar that I paid myself, they can now go after and take, even though I've already filed my even if I've already filed my taxes and paid those taxes, they can take that money back, and then they can take it again. I pay taxes on it, and now the money that I paid tax on, they're going to come back to me and take as a way of a clawback. So what I have deemed clawbackable is essentially 6 of the 11 cars the company bought. They're not only are they clawbacking all the cars, every charge, every dollar I paid myself that wasn't on my W-2, a single dollar they're taking back, which amounts to about 2 to 3 times what I believe they legally can. Is that annoying? Yes. Is that fucked up? Yes. But here's what I found out from my lawyer today. It doesn't matter. They can do whatever they want. They don't need to be correct. All they need to do is request, and it's the burden of proof is on us to show them whatever documentation we have, or what the burden of proof is on us to show them, I do not owe you 170K. I owe you 110. Here's why. I spent 60K on accounts. I got 110 back. This is how I'm going to pay you. And then what happens is one of two things. If you have counsel, your counsel will represent you. If you don't have counsel, which is again where the next thing, where as I've it's been explained to me a half a dozen times by half a dozen lawyers, the best route for grace is through mediation. That mediator will then look at your documents, look at your demand letter, and make a case either for you, or support you, or against you. The point being is, Reaver, who's the trustee's counsel, who's the one authorizing all these letters, or the trustee himself, they don't know or care how much you got paid, how much you paid in. All they need to do is have some record that you received a payout, and that payout, as we well know, is in good faith of you as a customer of Fast Track Trading who bought a digital product. it's not doesn't like I said, it doesn't have to be exact, and there is nothing that we can do about it. So, like I said, White Oaks, to answer your question more directly, and I didn't mean to pontificate there at all. I like to give all of you as much background as I can. The the discrepancy is frustrating, and it's even more frustrating that there is little we can do about it. So my advice would be, at all possible, leverage me. I have all of the payments made. I don't have all the payouts because I don't access to all of the data, my Microsoft 365 account, my HubSpot account, my Rise account. It was all confiscated. I've been locked out for over a year and a half now, and not given any insight to my own data. So I can't help you with any. I can't help any of you with anything other than the money that you paid in. That I still have full access to and I can see. So if you guys need any help on understanding exactly how many dollars you spent at Fast Track as a way to offset your claim, please feel free to reach out, scott@theprofit.com, and I'll help you with whatever you need. Estimates on profit split and commissions. Great question, Drawdown. It's going to vary by instrument type, and it's going to vary by account type because I have hinted at we're coming to market with a live trading product that doesn't exist anywhere. So let's take that out of the picture for a minute. Let's take crypto trading out of the picture for a minute. So for U.S. exchange-based instruments, depending upon the account you have, the sim or sim funded split is going to be 90-10, and the live funded for one of the products will be a little more, because I'll explain at a later date what that is, and it's that's going to be market jarring. But other than that live account type, it'll generally be 90-10, as a 90-10 split. Great questions, guys. Keep them coming. Anything you want to ask? All right, I see some starting to roll. Sure. Um, I'll pull up the actual original lawsuit. Are you talking about the original lawsuit? If you are, I can pull it up right now. I've actually shown it a few times. There's actually no link. I just You have to get a copy of it from Pacer, which is the U.S. Court documentation system. But this is the original filing. So uh, for those of you new, like CH Trader, like Marcelo, um, yeah, I've talked a few times about the timeline here. So I'll just refresh it for a second. So as you all well know, from mid-November to mid-December, we were running a very aggressive refund campaign that, in effort to get some money in their pocket, and get over the try to settle with traders who were affected, and as gracious and as a a matter of integrity as we could, to show that the company failed. There's not a lot of money we can give you back, but it eases the pain a little bit. And in the end, we ended up doling out about 300 quarter thousand, until we were stopped by what I'm going to show you right here. I received this on December 23rd, and this is I was notified about this on December 16th. I was served with this on December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas, on in 2024, and this is the involuntary bankruptcy petition. This is what the TAC, the Traders Advocacy Coalition, run by Dan Hussey, JMU, and PJ. This was their effort to force FTT into Chapter 11, Chapter 7, because um, they knew, they knew that we were walking away with millions and millions of dollars that should have been traders. Well, I don't need to go into that. We all know better. But this is basically the document that they served me with that forced the bankruptcy. And these are the names of, this is the attorney from a firm who the TAC paid, and this is the name of the first defendant. This is the name of the second. This is the name of the third, right? This is the name of the fourth, fifth, and sixth. And somewhere on here, there you go. So these are the amounts that they claim that Fast Track Trading owed them because of their simulated profits. These were not payouts that were owed to these people. These were simulated profits that they had on their accounts. So we were essentially, I'll get there. That's all. So we were essentially sued for $700,000. That, if given the opportunity, we probably would have settled with each one of these people. Well, White Oaks, great question. I'll go back to the questions before that. If they had 20, say they had 20 Le Mans accounts, those are $300,000 accounts. If you had 20 of them, all you would need is $15,000 profit on each one, and you would have $300,000 in simulated profit. That wasn't, that's not that far fetched. But the fact is, it's simulated money. It's not real money. It is, as we know what sim accounts and what sim accounts are. They're sim money. But and that is actually a way to dovetail into a good point. That is something I think you all want to highlight in your responses to the trustee, because, and this is something that I'm working on with my attorney about how to help this. We are not a securitized firm. We're not Robinhood. We were not Broker Tech. We were not. You guys don't know Broker Tech is. Sorry, I'm old and from a different world. We're not Robinhood. We're not Interactive Brokers. We're not E-Trade. This is not real money. Killed Scott's laughing. He might have gotten the Broker Tech reference. So, nevertheless, their language implies that we are, as does the wording of this original document. And let this be a testament to the comment I made before, that the truth doesn't matter. It really doesn't, sadly. So we're all in this together, and I'm in it with you. Despite what some folks want to believe, I'm in this battle, this response, this situation. All of you. So yeah, I'm here. I'm here to help. Will this new firm be better funded than your previous one right from the start? So, KPP OT, to be truthful, neither firm was poorly funded from the start at all. Fast Trading had no problem with payouts until September. Up until September, our longest payout delay was 6 or 7 days, which is even a year and a half ago. It's better now. The technology is better now. But a year and a half ago, 6 or 7 days was par for the course with Apex and sometimes with others. It wasn't out of proportion from expectations. It got really bad, and you've seen folks talk about this. It got really bad the first 2 or 3 weeks of September, when Rhythmic shit the bed and we had sorts of data issues. And folks have heard me say this before. I was not a CEO. I did not act like a CEO during those weeks. I tried to be the nice guy. I was not watching the business. I was watching people's emotions, and was not the calm in the storm that I should have been. And the way that I handled it was I just gave out all sorts of free shit. I reset everybody, almost 9.5 sessions straight, and I left almost $5 million on the table in new account revenue. If I was as strong as I should have been as a leader of the company and the rock of the community, we'd be having a very different. If I did the right thing, we'd be having a very different conversation right now. And those weeks are when the payouts really started to sink. That's when the payout time really started to get affected, because I gave people free accounts thinking they would just blow them, And then 2 weeks later, the chickens came home to roost, and that's where the inequity started showing up, and that's when payout times really started to be terrible. So to answer your question in a roundabout way, I'm not gonna comment how much capital I have at all, but I will tell you that the model is different. The risk is very different to the prop pit, meaning that we're going to have a lot of oversight, and we're going to have the right rules and the right ancillary revenue streams, meaning live trading. And then lastly, I'll leave it with I have institutional money behind me for when in the event there's any kind of inequity in payouts. Uh, like I said, I have investors and I have institutions behind me to cover any issues so that we're never in a situation where we have to have big Halloween sales, or we have to do other things to generate capital like Apex does, like all the big firms do, or used to do. We're not going to do that anymore. This is a very, very different situation. Will options be available eventually? Absolutely. In fact, at live, we're going to have futures up to 100 or 200 equity symbols, and probably 50 or 60 options to trade. Yeah, options uh, can sink the ship. So we're going to have payout limits on options accounts, of course, as well as rules on carrying options over time. Zero DTEs, they may or may not exist, but we're not going to allow you to cross your fingers, buy an Nvidia call before earnings and step away with an $80,000 payout. That's not going to happen. But you will have the option to get intraday trade options, and collect a handsome payout per account for them. Which leads me to one more comment to KPP is I was not I did not make the right decisions about account how many accounts and multiple accounts at Fast Track, and that really was the death knell, to our payout process. Is we were just hemorrhaging money because we're paying out $80,000, if you hit payout on 20 Le Mans accounts. That was suicide. So we're not going to make those mistakes again at all. Can you make an educated guess as to what percentage of revenue comes from proprietary trading, e.g., profits spent on live? Oh, great! This is the best. This is a fantastic question, Taylor. It's pennies on the dollar, um, which is exactly why Top Step is making such a pivot. So live trading, and look at it. Think of it this way. Think of all the trading firms there are. Think of all the simulated traders there are, and you can count essentially maybe to 100 or 120, 150 how many leaderboards there are with live traders and what money they're actually making. And I'm not talking about KJ Futures. I'm not talking about Nacho. I'm not talking about the guys, Cage. I'm not Trade Cage. I'm not talking about the guys that really stand out because they could trade at institutions. I'm talking about the everybody else. And let's face it, sim trading to the large degree, the prop trading industry to a large degree, and in many ways, I include myself in this because I came up as a quant and programmatic and algorithmic trader. Screen traders, the likes of them, for the most part, we're all amateurs. We are if we could make money day in and day out, closing our eyes and acted like computers, we'd be trading for a real proprietary trading firm or a real hedge fund or a real quant shop. My point here is even the guys that make live trading, with the exception of a handful, don't stay there consistently. They blow accounts, they come back, and the props know that. So what revenue is there to be had from live trading? There's a commission share. So most props that have live trading desks are members or adjacencies to the CME, so they qualify for 106J rates. So maybe they inflate the commissions a little bit, and there's a commission split. But I can tell you this: in 6 months or 5 months, fast track trading made $31 million in gross revenue. It's pretty well documented that Tradeify paid out 120 or 110 million in 18 months. 10% of that is what? 10 million bucks. And how much of that is live? So the $10 million made on simulated money is not $10 million made. It's $10 million you had to avoid to pay out. So what a percentage of that is live trading? Maybe 2%, 3%, maybe say 5%. So if if the company if their traders made $5 million in live trading at 10%, what is the live trading profit? 500,000, a million, a couple $1 million. The profit the profit as it relates to the total revenue of a prop is nothing, which is why Top Step did what they did. Top Step is building a brokerage because they are now going to own everything end to end, and that the money saved or avoided from payouts is actual money made because they own their brokerage, they own the exchange, they own the commissions, the full commission. So whatever commissions you pay as sim or as live goes into their pocket. Top Step is essentially getting to where we're going to be first, and they've changed the game. They've set they're setting the new gold standard for what a prop needs to look like to stand the test of time. See how they claim 300K submitted profit? That's totally invalid. Oh, I know it is. It's a fight I've been with them time and time again. If you say 6-7, I've got to ban you. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Like if pre-agreed systems, would you implement pre-agreed systems upon what TPP would do if it broke down and traders may need resets? I see so often when something happens with PJX doors left wide open, the platform looks great. Oh, thank you. So this is just the nature of the business. So are we going to prearrange with you what happens if the system fails? Quite honestly, Nick, I didn't even think about it. But that is a great question. And what that does do is that does to some degree share we having some agreement where we share the risk with you. I like that. I have to mull on that a little more. But I certainly am, and and members of my team. Remember another difference between Fast Track and this place. I hired a lot of yes men. People became a lot of yes men at Fast Track, and at the prop pit, I have guys. My team is out of this world, bright and bold, and they're not afraid to tell me that I'm fucking crazy. And one of the things we talk about are SLAs and holding ourselves accountable for the right reasons. And something like that, Nikki trades around building an SLA that we have to abide by, else it turns into a reset or revenue lost. I would be open to that, and I'm interested to see what other ideas you have on this. That's a great idea. Ashland trades, yes, of course, by far. Great questions, guys. Every time we do this, the dialogue gets better and better. Charles is my recording guy. I'm sure he will. I didn't know that, Nikki Trades. Thanks for that info. We had some folks join mid call. Please don't be bashful. If there's anything on your mind, anything you'd like to ask, any grievances you'd like to air from my previous firm, that is why we're here. This is why we've been doing these daily, to have these kind of calls. So anything you'd like to ask me, don't be bashful, please. Ashlyn, by the way, I got you on the beta. You're in. time frame live for TPP? Weeks, weeks, and I don't mean like 10 or 12 weeks. I mean like weeks. February for sure. I hear you, Ashland. I know it. It's very simple. Essentially, it just prevents. It's a mutual. So essentially, it's basically a statement that says you're not going to go and post videos of the app. You're not gonna shit talk it, and we will live by our agreement to you of whatever it is that we offer in terms of compensation as a way of free accounts. That's it. Well, that's it in terms of questions, everyone. I thank you again. Oh, this guy. We'll take one or two more. You don't need to pat him on the back, Hilton. His ego is uh is big enough. Thank you, this guy. I appreciate it. Taylor, just waiting for you to say what you got to say. Oh, great question. Great question. Oh yes, in parallel with our build out here, I'm developing a Surface API that will allow for connectivity into a lot of the commercial off the shelf products, Quant Tower, Motive Wave for one, so that we can offer the opportunity to trade you to trade your our instruments and our assets and our platform side by side with your standard copy trader. So that will come shortly thereafter, after open. We're working with Quant Tower, right now to get that going. And if you want to have access to our API to do your own trading, we will open that to you. It'll basically be a standard V1 REST API that will give you a token for. Everybody, I want to thank you again for the time. This is just another outstanding session, and look out for updates. I'll talk to you in chat, and be well. Thank you so much.